Hi, welcome to the online section of MAT 125. My name is Lee Kottner and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. So this is going to be a tutorial about how to use the Blackboard class. Even though you may already be very familiar with Blackboard, I'd really like for you to watch this. In fact, you should be watching this all the way through, because there's going to be a lot of stuff in here about how to do your assignments, where to turn things in, things that you're going to be absolutely responsible for, and so if you miss any of it, then it was something that you were responsible for. So go ahead and watch this. Anyway, let's get started. Whenever you come into our Blackboard class, it's going to always open up into the announcements. This is just a beginning announcement that you see right here. That it's a welcome, and right now up here it says courses unavailable to students. I haven't made it available to you, so you're not going to see like this edit mode stuff. This is me being a teacher in my teacher account, so don't be alarmed if you don't see any of those things. Alright, so off to the left, you'll see up here it'll tell you what semester it is and what course it is. If for any reason this is not the current semester, because I recorded this previously, then don't be alarmed by that either. If you're watching it, it means that I felt that it was still suitable to show you as a orientation. Okay, so under overview, you're going to see announcements. That's where you can always get announcements. I'm pretty good about sending out announcements all semester, and I typically am going to also email them to you, but sometimes I just put an announcement up here without an email, so make sure that you're always checking into Blackboard. You're going to have to do that anyway to do other things like discussion boards and get your assignments. If you go to class orientation, that's one of the first things I want you to do. Okay, so this is the Blackboard orientation video that you're watching now. That's the very first thing. So you can skip over that if you're already watching it or you have already watched it. Next thing is you're going to have your syllabus here, and it's an external link that takes you out to the website for our class, and then there's the FAQ link that is going to give you information about the class that are frequently asked questions. Now these first two links, you have to actually go through and read them. So you want to click on the syllabus and read the syllabus all the way through, and you also want to click on the FAQs and read that all the way through as well. So I'm going to just go ahead and click on the syllabus really quickly, and it's going to take you to our class. And I want to show you a couple of things that are really important. In this section right here, it's going to have our class meeting times. And if this is for a different semester, that's okay. Just make sure that you're reading this section. And this is how you'll know how to find out when we're supposed to meet and so forth. And then there's also a section about instructor contact. And these are some important class deadlines. Again, make sure this is for the right semester, but you're going to have to go and read through this. It has all of our drop dates for W's, for pass, no pass, conversions, things like that. You're responsible for knowing this, and it's provided to you. So make sure you put these things in your calendar. I am not a teacher who really gives change of grades later because you forgot to drop yourself. So this is something that you need to pay attention to. Alright, we have holidays here. This is my contact information. Okay. You have course objectives, learning outcomes. I expect you to read those things. And then it gives you some information about technical helper advice. It's also on Blackboard. If you are a student with a disability, I'd like for you to contact Disabled Student Services. If you need assistance, they can help you figure out what you need and also help coordinate your testings and all of those kinds of things. So, and if you do have any kind of specific disability and you need my assistance during the semester, please just let me know what your needs are, and I will try to work with you to the best of my ability to accommodate you. Okay, so course requirements, these are your textbooks. So you've got, this is a required textbook, you have to buy this. That's for required reading. And then I have some stuff that's recommended. You don't have to buy these things. But if you want to learn more about, for instance, XHTML, this is a good book. This is a great book if you want to learn really specific information about the differences between XHTML and HTML5. Software that you're going to need, go through and read all of these things. You have to have an SFTP program, and you have to have a code editor, absolutely. And all of those things you can use for free. You can get these things as freeware. Design software, I strongly recommend that you get Photoshop if you don't have it. It is not an absolute requirement for this class, but really it's very difficult to make good web design without using some kind of really good design imagery software tool. And so Photoshop or Illustrator would suffice. If you don't have either of those, don't have the money, then you can also use free tools as well. I don't have tutorials on those, so you'll have to sort of wing it yourself and find tutorials online, but you're more than welcome to use free tools as well, like GIMP or some other kind of similar image editor. Okay, and then you have to have a browser. These also are free. Chrome is absolutely required. Firefox is also required. Okay, and then, you know, for those of you who have ever done web editing in Notepad or TextEdit, don't do it in this class. There are all sorts of problems that I find with using these, specifically that they don't have color coding and they don't have a lot of the convenience tools that you will, as a professional or even as a non-professional, will come to rely on. Okay, completion of work, I expect you to read this, read the information about discussion boards, and all of this information, in fact. And then for our grading, we have the grading breakdown here, and you can refer to this. It's also going to be in Blackboard as well. Okay, and so that's the end of that syllabus. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and we're back to Blackboard. Okay, now you also want to definitely read all the FAQs. I'm going to click on this and show you. It's basically just a discussion board, and I already have a bunch of these things populated, so there are a lot of questions in here that you might already have. And if you just click on it, for instance, can I take this class as credit, no credit? You click on it, and it gives you the information right here. And you can just go back, you know, the back button, if you want to look at other questions as well. Read through every single one of these and make sure that you understand the answers to them. And then if you still have answers after reading through the syllabus and the FAQs, and also after going through everything else in all of the orientation materials, then come here and you can ask me a question, okay? Because more than likely you're going to find your questions in the other materials. So, but you know, feel free to use it. So if you have a question. All right, so I'm back into the class orientation folder, which, by the way, you could have clicked here if you needed to get back to it. There's a bunch of other links. Don't overlook these. These are links that are going to be really important. I'm not going to go to all of them, but if you need help from Miracosta, please come here. A lot of times I'll get a lot of questions from students that are about things that are related to surf, or you know, your password is messed up, or you're having Blackboard problems that I can't help you with. You need to go to one of these links and get yourself some help. I'm not a Blackboard administrator. If you can't get them to help you, then I'm more than happy to help you. Alright, so, and then there's a server connection information here as well. Okay, and so this is something that you're going to need whenever you're connecting to the server. I'm not going to go over all of this right now because I also will be going over that with some of the other lessons, so I don't want to, you know, duplicate this and waste your time. But this is where you're going to be able to easily find your server connection.